Admiral's log. The relentless onslaught of the German battleships has taken its toll on our aging fleet, revealing the stark reality that our venerable ships can no longer stand toe-to-toe with the cutting-edge war machines of our adversaries. Their formidable firepower and advanced technology have pushed our defenses to the brink, leaving us in desperate need of a new strategy. But just as the storm clouds of despair threaten to engulf us, a ray of hope pierces through the darkness. The arrival of the new Cursed Fish class of ships. These vessels, designed with the express purpose of countering heavily armored opponents, are equipped with an array of advanced torpedoes capable of piercing the toughest hulls. The question now is how well the German battleships can withstand wave after wave of these deadly projectiles. As the Cursed Fish ships enter service, we prepare to unleash a new kind of warfare upon our enemies, one that leverages speed, agility, and the devastating power of torpedoes to even the odds. Before we start today's episode, I have a special request. I am a very big fan of the Royal Netherlands Sea Rescue Institution. It's a bit of a mouthful in English. They're an organization with 1,400 volunteers spread over 45 lifeboat stations. And whether it's a beautiful day or a full storm, these volunteers are going to rescue people out on the water. They're an organization completely funded by donations, and I think that they are a great cause to help. Personally, I've been donating to them for several years now. I have set up a personal fundraising page. Click on the link in the description to donate and to learn more about the organization. Anything that you can contribute is greatly appreciated by them and, of course, by me. So click on the link down below in the description to learn more about them and to pitch in a few bucks. Thank you. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 32. It seems that the war with Germany is hurting them much worse than I'd expected. A national revolution is happening. The people do not trust Gustav von Pol, so they've expelled him from his position. This means there's a new admiral. And, well, they have been losing a lot of ships. They are also trying to take a lot of territory back. The way that this is going, I'm not so sure who's going to actually win the war. I mean, on paper, yes, I'll win it. I'll get the victory points. However, that's not telling the whole story if they end up invading my territory. Now, I don't have any ships here. I do have some men here. They have 40,000 coming in. I have 47,000 defending. But there is another 50,000 coming in. So I think I can wave goodbye to El Salvador. Fortunately, I am making, well, I'm doing something over here in Saipan. Not great, 43%. This is because my naval invasion is, well, it has a pretty decent tonnage, but the port of Saipan is potentially putting up some resistance, and I'm not sure if my army logistics of 9% is really helping. It probably is not. As for the German fleet, they are down to 144 ships, especially their heavy cruisers and DDs have been culled a bit. They're repairing 8 ships. I'm repairing 9, so we're pretty even. But they still have 2.5 times the amount of ships that I have, roughly. So in that sense, not everything is going that well. As for their economy, despite being at war, they're still growing. I can say the same thing. But their economy is only 3 trillion bigger than mine. And yeah, the Germans used to be at war with the French and are no longer. So that means that they probably didn't take northern France. There is no further incursion from southern Germany into northern France, which probably leaves the French very happy. And myself with that, because I really do not want them to get control over northern France. Now, a couple more convoy missions coming up. These are really not that interesting to watch. I'm going to take them off screen, while the Germans are busy taking over a lot more territory. Look at how the efficiency of these guys is. Like, they've lost 17,000 men. I've lost 77,000. That's pretty bad. In order to get my army logistics up, I need more ships. It is that easy. I need more ships. I'm conquering a lot, and I really don't have enough ships to keep up with basically guarding and patrolling all of that. So that's why my army logistics is so bad, and I might have a sizable army, but it's really not useful if they can't really fight. So to that end, we have those new heavy cruisers coming out in a couple of months. It's still going to be a while, We'll have to be patient for those ships to come out. And of course, repairing a couple of battle cruisers, battleships, heavy cruisers should also help. But some of these ships have taken a bit of a beating, and as such, cannot be relied upon just yet. Especially the Enigma Hunts. That stings a bit, these ships. So, let me take these things off screen and take you on into the next months. Well, a few months later, I take control of the Northern Marianas. Wasn't expecting it, but here we are. It's a nice boost to my income. I greatly appreciate the German donation to the war effort. Let's see if they want to do some more donations, because the Bismarck Archipelago, the Bismarck Islands here, that's 8 trillion? No, 8 billion. 8 trillion would be a bit much. New Guinea, however, is 14 billion. Defended by a whole 632 men. Let's go spread the Chinese word in these areas. So we're either looking at German New Guinea. I'm not sure if I can reach that quite yet. No, it's suggesting that I invade Western Samoa, so we're going to have to wait. Again, I've been able to call a few more of the German cruisers. Yet the German army logistics is not budging. There's no movement there. That concerns me. Also, for every ship that I destroy, they keep building new ones. Faster than I can build mine. I did lose a light cruiser, the Heizhou. Very old cruiser. And unfortunately, the cruiser was... Let's actually build a bit more of the shipyard. The cruiser took a torpedo to the face, doing 200,000 points of damage. I was very surprised it was going to be that big. But, well, the game just said, here, have a 200,000 point torpedo. So maybe it's a nuclear-tipped torpedo that these Germans are now using. Oh, fighting this is going to be no fun. 7 battleships, a battlecruiser, and 10 light cruisers and 20 DDs. Where are you even going? To Belize. Okay. Well, thankfully, I don't really have too much there, unless they want to have a go at Cuba. There. They've finished construction of the Hanover, the Posen. Italy is discovering some new tech. I don't think we're going to have any fights with Italy anytime soon, considering what we did to them last time around. But you never know. The AI tends to be remarkably resilient and remarkably stupid in their consistent attempts to go after me. Considering the way that the war is going and the Germans having these big battleships, I am considering going to peace with them. The reason for that is so that I can take over a lot of their territories and the Caribbean. I have 300,000 victory points, which is, well, if you mitigate that with the amount of victory points that they have, about 310,000. So I do have quite a bit of sway in these negotiations, if and when it comes to that. And that might just give me quite the amount of edge, like quite the push into the Caribbean, cut the Germans off from a lot of their territory, and as such make my next war against them that much more potent. After, of course, going to peace, I'll also be able to start upgrading my ships and making sure that I have ships that are more, well, let's say more equipped, or at least better equipped, to deal with the German threat. The Chinese army has surprised me in a very good way. The Germans were pushing into the Dominican Republic, but failed. They pushed in. They lost 30,000 men before they called it a day. Of course, China, well, we have a few more people to lose before we start caring. So we lost 139,000, but we held the line. As for the Germans, their situation is growing a little precarious, because they are also in the situation of being at war with Austria-Hungary, which happens to be their neighbor. Now, how good is Austria-Hungary's army logi is 48%. They got an army force of 700,000 men. Germany has a 1.9, and I have 9 million. So China, army-wise, has a lot more. Oh, Germany's not doing that hot at all. This is good. Oh, come on. I just had you guys down to 122, and now you got 134. Ugh. Okay. The battles so far have been, well, largely this. 1v1s, 2v2s, 1v4s, 3v1s. It's it's a little bit of this, and it's a little bit of that, and it's a destroyer here, and it's a light cruiser there, and they keep hunting down my convoys. But I think because I never leave port, they can't get to me. They just can't get at my bigger ships. What their battleships are doing exactly, I don't know. But I haven't seen them in a long, long time. Now, over here we have heavy cruiser Guangxi, which I think we've seen once or twice on screen. I've seen it a lot. This ship has done so much. And the same can be said for the... I was going to say Gengar, but that's a Pokemon. It's not the Ganges either. I'll have to look it up. It's a heavy cruiser that was stationed somewhere in the Dominican Republic, and it's done so much work for me. Either alone or in combination with a battle cruiser or battleship. It is absolutely monstrous in its kill list. Unfortunately, I believe that, at least in the current version of the game, we don't have such a thing. And I think it would greatly add to, let's say, the legend that some ships build up. Having a kill list. Having a scorecard of, hey, I've been around for, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, and I have sunk X amount of tonnage. I have sunk X amount of ships. I have been in 30 battles. Something like that, I think, would make the whole keeping track of your navy and, as I mentioned, the legend of your navy lot more interesting. Of course, if you really want to and have no life, you can definitely do this yourself. You can keep an Excel sheet of, oh, this ship has now been doing this much in this battle. But I, for one, don't have the time or the patience to keep up with a list like that. Why is this cruiser not taking damage, whereas I am? Good lord, that was bad. These German cruisers are evolving. Sometimes they have these cruisers which are 200 million, but I've also seen cruisers just north of 1 billion. But this guy, I'm not sure why I'm not penning it. I'm over-penning it all the time, and the game selects AP automatically. So, unfortunately, this does seem to be the last... Yeah, there's the damage. Seems to be the last stand and last appearance of the Guangxi. Oh well, she had a really good run. Unfortunately, I can't exactly show it off. Here's the other ship I meant, the Kahar. She has been a busy girl. The Kahar has been instrumental in just keeping the whole Caribbean, and most notably the area around Charlotte Amalie, Christiansted. This area is safe. So has the Demos Tichales and the Obelix. Sometimes they take a bit of damage, and they go back to port, and they repair, and they go right back out. But because my ships are all so busy, and because, oh finally, my port capacity is usually completely filled up, I never have the time to refit these ships. So I'm glad that finally I can start refitting those Enigma Huns that I completed the design of in the previous episode. I can also start building one of the 38 tails, which is the 18-inch battle cruiser. It's going to take me a while to see the effects of that build, but we got to start somewhere. How long is that going to take? 24 months! Is that it? Do I have tonnage? Yeah, I do. Give me another one. Give me another one. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not exactly sure if I need these ships. For the simple reason that, so far, it's been nothing but cruisers and destroyers and light cruisers. I very, very rarely see the battleships on their territory, let alone fight them. So I might be building a battle cruiser, which is really expensive, for a situation that is extremely rare, which is facing the Germans in open combat with their battleships. Nevertheless, we have the design, so I might as well go and build a few. Alright, that thing that I said was rare happened. We have a lot of German battleships, one over 100,000 tons. Oh, there's a lot of these things. 17.2-inch guns, 12 billion a pop. This one is on the cheaper end at 1.4 billion. This one's 5 billion. It's a battle cruiser with 13-inch guns, but I think it's running diesels and some really expensive gear, because I can't exactly explain away why a battle cruiser that only has 6 13-inch guns, which is something you can put on something far cheaper, is costing you 5.7 billion. We are meeting each other over here. This is the area where I have taken over the islands from the Germans, and I'm now eagerly sending more ships here. However, the Germans didn't like that. This is when we get to see 2 new ships, the Magi and the Viscialom. These are Cursed Fish class, and they're about to get their baptism of fire. So this is the grand total of what we're facing. 7 super battleships, 1 battle cruiser, 3 heavies, 10 DDs, 14 DDs, and 10 lights. Oh boy. I don't exactly have enough ships for this. But what I do have is a very particular set of torpedo launchers. The problem is, they only have a range of 18 clicks. That might not be enough. But, well, I think I'm pretty sure they're going to hit something. However, there's a lot of escorts around. Oh, look at this blob. Look at this. Okay. Sorry about that. First hit right through the main deck. Is that your lovely 13-inch gun? Yeah. Oh, that's glorious. These things are all so close together that it makes it impossible for something not to get hit. Look at this. Look at this. Help. Send help. There's so many of them. Okay. This is, however, our huge opportunity. I don't have the numbers, right? But what I do have is the torpedo launchers. They have the numbers. I can cripple them. I can cripple a lot of German ships, sending them all back to repairs, and causing the German, well, let's say Ministry of Finance, an absolute heart attack. So I have absolutely no illusions that I have a chance of winning this, but I don't care. Torpedo range 9 kilometers. That's a bit suicidal. These are really old, aren't they? Not that old. What is... I put some sort of 21-inch torpedo on this thing that I absolutely do not recall. Okay, heavy cruisers. You guys are going to go that way. Don't launch yet. The other heavy cruisers are going to go the other way. Don't launch yet. I'm going to split up the battleships. One goes there, one goes there. Oh, we're getting some damage in. I don't think the game's going to want to run much faster than a calculator, considering the amount of ships that we're looking at. Oh, lovely. Well, you know, it doesn't really matter. The enemy is going to be able to spot all these torpedoes, but that's only step 1. Step 2 is doing something with that information and being able to turn the ships. I mean, this huge screen of, well, light cruisers and destroyers, I'm not even sure what it is, but there sure are a lot of them. They'll know that the torpedoes are on the way. But you don't just turn 100,000 tons around and expect it to behave accordingly to your planned torpedo dodge. So yeah, there might be a lot of ships around. But, well, I think that actually could be a very interesting thing. Now, as for my torpedo attack, I have the Meiji turning starboard, or turning to the right. I have the Viscialom turning to the left. I'm going to send torpedoes out that way. And then I'm going to have the guys cross over, because they have the same set of torpedo launchers on the other side of the ship. It's, the biggest, but wait, there's more. In the form of torpedo launchers, and these are all 24-inch. We are going to cause the Germans some grief. Torpedoes in the water. The Meiji also launched torpedoes. I'm not sure exactly at what. It's not the... Oh, you caused... Oh, well, it's not necessarily bad. You launched at that. Okay, now you're going to have to turn over. But that might be a little different. Okay, new plan. Full turn. Cruisers. You guys probably aren't in range. Well, you're in range. Oh, really? Oh, really? Look, these ships are 13 kilometers out. That's at the edge of my torpedo range, but they're all coming this way. I can make this work. It's going to be... Oh, look at this. This is not a wall of skill. This is a wall of fuck you. And as good as you are at dodging, that's a new level. Okay, I need this battle cruiser right here. These things are only costing me 1 billion. So if I'm able to kill one ship, one battleship, and I lose my whole fleet, worth it. Which is weird to say. But, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I wonder... Oh, they've detected the torps. Yeah, you might have detected them, but what are you going to do about it? Not a whole lot you can do about it. Alright, these heavy cruisers, you gentlemen, should now be able to start launching against this particular target here, because everybody else happens to be behind it. So this is the Guizhou, the Jiwan, and the Laiwan. The Skilom is still turning around, which, with her speed and size, is probably going to take a while. As for my DDs, they got surprisingly close. Not exactly as I had intended, but maybe I can capitalize on it. Look at this fan. This This is exactly what I had in mind when I used these ships. This is exactly it. Just a wall of torpedoes. Just a big wall of go away. This is fantastic. Oh, we sunk something? Yeah, likely a DD. Well, good luck with your detection now. What are we... Whoa, 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 whoa. What are we torping? And why are we doing that? I'm going to torp in this general direction. Yes, here it comes. Boom. 50,000. Unfortunately, that thing's already dead. Hit. Please. Hit. Big hit. 21,000. All of these DDs might be coming close, but they're really not going to be doing that much. Destroyed. Hello, German capital ships. Oh, you're going to be turning right into another torpedo, and as are you. Oh, it's a dud! Come on! This one isn't. Oh boy. These things might have torpedo blisters, but I wonder if they can defend against that level of nonsense. Alright, what are we going to be doing with my ships? Because they're all going to be turning now, right? Oh, a DD takes all the torps? This is some heroic sacrifice. Ah, this guy took 4 torpedoes so that his battleship buddy didn't have to. Unfortunately, you don't seem to have a friendly destroyer that's feeling sacrificial. Look at this. Torp, torp, torp. Oh, man. This has to be the best executed torpedo attack from all my campaigns yet. Boom! Ho 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 ho! And what you have witnessed is only half of my greatness. Because there is more. Meet the port side of the Viskialom, which is now engaging. Here it comes again. Here it comes again. Hold on, is that... It's not even all the launchers, is it? No. No, no, no. Well, let's throw a bit more into the water. See where it gets us. Target this. You have range, right? Yeah, you got 18 clicks range. The Meiji, how are you doing? You're taking a bit of fire. But outside of being under fire, you're perfectly fine. Oh, we got more torpedoes going out. Origin. My DDs? Question mark? Yeah, I think it's the DDs. You are living by some miracle. I'm not sure how you're still alive. Look at this. Just crippled, wounded German ships. This is fantastic. There's another badly, badly wounded ship. I think that might be the one that I shot at in the first place. Okay, so you have just sent your whole greeting card. Now you're going to back off and reload. This is kind of the problem of these ships. They don't have staying power. It's not a battleship. It's not going to continue to fire. It's not exactly very good at taking fire either. So all it can really do is dump all of those torpedoes in the water and run. Just run with it. Now my heavy cruisers here might be very useful in just picking off a couple of these DDs. I'm not exactly too concerned with all of these other ships. We'll just go for the DDs first. Because the less detection that these guys have, the more chance I have of causing more mayhem with the next launch. What did you torp? You torped the Visky Alum. Well, I really don't have a clue how to pronounce that. Yeah, okay. Are these torpedoes threatening you yet? Oh, no, they didn't. They just passed by harmlessly. So this guy's looking out the window and go, holy shit, there's more. Yes, good sir, there is. And I still have 80 torpedoes left. Would you like me to introduce you? Let's go. Starboard side. Oh, I seem to have lost a few of the starboard launchers. Thankfully, the ones that are under the deck seem to be protected. The others, not nearly as much. So, I will probably lose those. Which, I mean, is unfortunate, but it was perfectly expected. Ooh, good damage. Good damage. Is that the heavy cruisers? No, it's the battleship's 5-inch? So yours? Hero. Continue your destruction. I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that the Visky Alum has done 700,000 damage all by itself. Oh. This is less than ideal. You seem to have taken a couple of big hits. Oh, I hit something with the torp. I hope we can at least nail the Hildebrand with a bunch of damage. I think Sidelead's just... No, something else took a torp. Here, something took a torp. Oh, yeah. Here's more. Yeah. There goes another DD. Probably due to a 5-inch gun. Yes. Boom. 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 Creative naming. And this is a $12 billion ship. Have fun repairing your very expensive toy. There goes another DD. There goes another battleship right on the stern. Oh, this heavy cruiser's in trouble. Thor. Well, dude, I have a hammer too. It's a 24-inch torpedo, and there's another. As for the torpedo launch against Hildebrands, well, it's looking okay. How's my crippled battleship? You're still running at a pretty decent speed, but I think this thing's faster. So there is quite something riding on these torpedoes, actually causing at least a bunch of flooding on this ship, and ideally, of course, the full destruction of her. We got five hits, likely? Yeah, that'll leave a mark. There you go. That's about 40% of your... Oh, 60%. 60% of the ship's currently missing. 17% of the crew is gone. Oh, we're still... we're still landing hits. And somehow my DDs are still alive. I think that might be the biggest joke here. How are my heavy cruisers? Because these guys were murdering DDs. I think they've since switched to striking in light cruisers. Come on, pick off another DD, will you? Oh, actually, maybe we can take down the Hildebrand and allow for the escape of the badly damaged Meiji over here. Let's see if we can do that. Chance to pen this thing is not good, normally. But normally, this thing doesn't have, like, 10, 11 torpedo impacts. So maybe the armor has been badly weakened. And that could give me an opportunity. Of course, there were... Wait. Whose torps are those? Because you're about to get hit again, but... I don't have an asset there. Nope, that was a light cruiser. Thanks, dude. And another. Friends like these. Friends like these. Okay. I can probably take off all of these light cruisers. Just take them off the board. Then the DDs. Maybe I can have these guys group up. Might make for easier management. As for you, I think Hildebrand could go down. That would be an immense amount of victory points again. Visky Alarm is still going to be loading for a good long while. Oh, you're about to get torpedoed, friend. It's not how this works. You are the one that launches the torps. 350,000 damage, 889,000. Some of that is actually done by the 5-inchers, as they were busy destroying destroyers. The ship's down to 22% buoyancy. I think Hildebrand might be toast. Now, some of the other battleships over here in the back that got, well, at least got damaged. This guy's low fuel. Wait, we sunk the Preußen? Yeah, she's gone. Many bulkheads, spacious quarters, but crewed. Yeah, not by cadets. Don't mind that. That's your $5 billion ship. No, that's your $1.2 billion ship. Oh, that's the cheap one. Okay. Oh, this thing is so badly flooded. Unfortunately, what you're looking for when you're trying to damage ships is structural damage. Because that takes time to repair. The amount of damage that a ship takes to flooding is very easily fixed. So I don't particularly care about that stat. I just don't mind it. Because if a ship survives the battle, it is very quick to lose that damage. It's basically, okay, we're safe. We're now going to focus on pumping all the water out the ship. There goes Hildebrand. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. Now we're going to target the DD. I don't exactly have an exit plan, but considering that most of these ships have taken, well, at least some level of damage, in some cases extremely serious, it is possible that I'll survive. Oh, hold on. Hold on. If you're going to launch now against this ship, pretty good chance that you'll dump your torpedoes right into the sinking Hildebrand. Let's not. You are still cycling through your reloads. Okay, let's have you slowly but steadily turn around. I still have one lonely DD here. I'm going to tell that to get to the Meiji and maybe lay a smokescreen around her. There goes another DD. I won't be able to kill Deutschland, not with the guns. That's not possible. It's too much takeout. I must do these ships justice somehow. I'm not exactly sure how to put this on a thumbnail, but I hope that once you guys see this, you go, uh-huh. I know what's about to happen. And it's all glorious. But, you know, it's far easier to get a thumbnail like this and go, huh, ship, big guns, click. Than torpedo launchers, because they don't look as intimidating. But in this case, boy, were they intimidating. Now, in case you weren't there when I set these ships up, they are set up in such a way that they have different numbers of torpedo loads, or torpedo launchers. So we have triples, we have quadruples, we have quintuples. This means that I can send out smaller salvos time and time again. This thing reloads. I can send this out. Then this thing reloads. I can send this out. And then this reloads. And I can send another salvo. This way I can keep pressure on the enemy, such as in this case the Deutschland, in case I am not going to be able to kill everything in one go, which is a perfectly likely assumption. Hold on. Oh, that's the other side. You're going to have to turn to port. You're going to have to wait until you pass your sister before inflicting damage. This light cruiser's taking some damage. But it seems that this... Oh, it's just some secondary guns. Secondary guns from the 87 over here have taken an interest in my heavy cruisers. I rather doubt they'll do a whole lot of damage. What in earth are you targeting? The Thüringen. Yeah, I don't think so. Chance depend, just about nothing. Also, note how these battleships are just pushing. Pushing. They don't care that they don't have an escort anymore. So the problem for them is my torpedoes will now no longer be detectable. Unless you happen to use the Mark 1 eyeball and see a wall of foam coming at you. Whereas you weren't expecting any such thing. Okay, I launched what, 2? Oh, there's the rest of them. There's the rest of them. As far as I can tell, torpedo launchers don't care about your problem of, hell, my ship is full of water and I'm listing over. So I should still be able to launch most of these torpedoes at the target. Okay, let's go. Aggressive launch, heavy cruiser slightly back. And this is with just, what am I using? 7 ships? No. 10... 11 ships. Against this massive German war fleet. They got nothing. Well, that might be a misrepresentation. I mean, they have definitely been able to inflict some damage. Just not that much. Those big battleships of theirs, they've done 100,000 points of damage, to be sure. They're not exactly harmless. But it could have been so much worse. Start turning away. Because these guys are about to send a nice little bouquet. Is that 5 torps or 10? It's 10. But only if you go broadside. Aww. Ah, that's unfortunate. So that is a very real concern. I hadn't actually considered that as a factor when I was building these ships. Torpedo launchers do, of course, have crew. Quite a few. And they are pretty easy to kill. I mean, a torpedo launcher is a very weak system. It's not like a secondary gun. It just goes down basically once you start sneezing at it. A 2-inch high explosive gun can take down something like that. So I'm not surprised that my torpedo launchers get destroyed. I'm just surprised that I lost so much crew doing it. Ooh, no. I should have made these guys faster. Because I need a hit and run ship. Oh, there goes a DD. That was the one that was heading for the Meiji. Okay, you didn't get your torps off. That's good. Oh, Jesus, you guys are badly injured. I'm not sure if I can... No, I'm not sure if I can evac this. There goes the Amazon. At this point, I'm expecting torpedoes to start impacting the hull. Yeah, we're nearly there. This one looks promising. These ones look pretty good. Put some additional pressure on the Deutschland, but look, they're kind of zombie ships. They keep coming. So we're going to again target their light cruisers, their escorts. I want the guns on this... Oh, there goes another DD. Yeah, we're going to target the Seydlitz with those main guns while we're trying to head away. And again, if my ships die, so be it. I'm not that concerned about the loss of victory points on my side. But their side is going to be pretty crippling. Good hits. We've got some more cruising, but these light cruisers will probably see that and take some action to evade. These battleships are not a problem. But just look at how I managed to neutralize most of these fleets. Or this fleet. Let me guess, you took a torp? Yeah. Big one. 8,000 damage. Oh, we did get a torpedo on the Ariadne. Yeah, that was one of mine. Yeah, this ship's probably not going to survive it. Deutschland, however, is disengaging. She's not that eager to continue her pursuit. I can understand why. Are my torpedo launchers ready? No, they've been most likely destroyed. But I do have some ready. Starboard side of the ship. Light cruiser Condor dies. The Dresden follows shortly after. Okay, so we got quads on this side. That's 16 torpedoes, give or take. So we can send at least another package over and maybe get some more damage in before the ship inevitably goes down. Oh, if you guys are going to start ramming each other, that means that the whole torpedo solution's off. That's unfortunate. Okay, I want you guys to start running away. And there's going to be a bit of every man for himself. So let's split the div. And make sure that everybody can go at top speed. Lao Yun, get out of here. You're still stuck with the slow G1. Which can only do 26. Oh, you're an old Gillen class. Uh-huh. Okay. 9 kilometers. You got 13 kilometer range. Go broadside. Send some torps. Price tag is 176 million. You're not even getting half a deck of Deutschland with that. Ships are so crazy expensive. Start targeting the next light cruiser. And you. Oh, there goes the Skilom. Well, I think few ships do 900,000 points of damage in their first battle. I'm not sure exactly how many ships she sunk. Oh, you surrendered? Yeah, so the loss of torpedoes does seem to necessitate having a bigger amount of crew. Okay. Retreat, retreat, retreat. Everybody get out. Smoke. Smoke. I'm not sure what's keeping you together, but... 0.4% structural integrity. What sort of speed are you doing? 5 knots? Oh, so you're about a sailboat now. Regular crew as well. I don't quite understand how the ship has been shot to absolute shit. But we still have only 27% of the crew lost. Like, because of this, all of this damage, only 60 people died. I would expect to see, well, most of the crew dead. Oh, dude, please launch your torps. That's kind of why I sent you broadside. Veteran gamer sinks. Ah. Guess they finally got her. My cruisers should now be fast enough to make their escape. Not the G1, but she's an older class, I don't mind. Guizhou is about twice her price? Yeah. Oh, there's the battle cruiser. Where have you been hiding all this time? Because I really don't like getting chased down by a ship that can do 31 knots. That's kind of a problem. Kind of a big problem at that. Did the Germans discovered the miracle of radar? Yeah, Generation 1 radar. Brummer, Sonar 2, no radar. 87 million, you're old. You're not. Generation 2 radar. Come on. Between the two of you, you should be able to take it out, right? That's the Lai 1 and the Guizhou, yeah. Focus on this target. Don't sail towards it, just focus on dealing damage to it. Heavy cruiser side leads is coming in. Oh god, these things do 31 knots, I forgot about that. They are really quick. Hello. I suggest you retreat. Ow. That was a 13-inch gun. Could have been worse. If you're just spending your time hunting down a destroyer worth 55 million, then you have kind of missed the message. Missed the whole point of targeting the more expensive cruisers. And the DD is always more difficult to hit. This guy is very accurate though. 23%? Ow. What is that, the Mark V? No, it's the Mark IV. With a Generation 1 radar rangefinder. Why are you turning back? Maybe to go broadside to get all the guns on this DD? I'm not sure. I think they might have lost sight of my ships here. We're 28 kilometers out, and we are... Yeah, we're consistently getting farther away with the Laiwan. The Guizhou is also 28.6, 28.7. She's fine. I don't think this little DD is going to survive, though. The Hongguang. She's damaged, and she can't run anymore. Yeah, she'll probably sink. Ow! That's the 13.2-inch gun, dealing 15,000 damage. Yeah, that'll be the end for her. I can't wait to see how much I crippled this German fleet. It's gonna be epic. Boom. There goes the DD. Considering everything else is very far away, I'm expecting the end battle button to pop up any minute now. You're 30 kilometers out. How far can you shoot? 39. And you? 30. So it's the Mark II then. Mark III. I at this point have access to the Mark IV 19-incher, I think. So I do have really big guns. Yeah, we're just gonna try and get these ships out of here and then see the tally. The battle has been finished with a marvelous 153,000 victory points versus 25,000 for the Germans. Unfortunately, both the Meiji and the V-Scale died. Now, it's going to take 21 months to build a new one, but I think we need to change them a little bit. Because I now know what they're good at, which is the torpedo spam, but what they're bad at is taking casualties and running away. So we'll have to do something about that. Anyway, this amount of damage should keep the Germans in a mild heart attack financially. Because the amount of ships that they just have, well, completely unavailable now, that are going to need a bunch of repairs is staggering. And if you put too many ships into either repair or construction or at the same time in your shipyards, you're going to find that everything gets a delay. So ideally, I've basically removed all the German battleships from the playing board in one fell swoop. And all it cost me was 2 battleships. I think that's an excellent bargain. Let's see. Yeah, of course I'm losing ships. I was trying to invade New Guinea, and that's when all of the German warships turned up. So, because I now no longer have all of my tonnage... all my tonnage of ships. Yeah. I do have my cruisers, although they are somewhat damaged. The DD is worst of all. I need more. I need 65,000 tons. I got 60. But you might see that dotted line coming in. That dotted line is this. It's the it's the Scheffler and it's 2 battle cruisers. So that is quite a lot of tons coming in. And that should allow that invasion to go through. Now, as for those Germans, they're only What? They're only repairing 4 ships? Maybe this turn you are. Okay, I did not take all the German battleships off the board. This was a third. Good lord. This was a third? Okay. Let's have a look at the cursed fish and see how we can improve them. Okay. This is going to be the Cursed Fish Flight 2. I am looking for more speed. I want to get these things to go faster. And I think getting them... Oh, it's this thing again. Okay, fine. We'll have to do it a slightly different way. I need to go back into the cursed fish design itself. I'm not sure why they still have this stupid mechanic. But here's what happens. If you have your ship, I have this ship design, you then click copy. It basically forgets the fact that you have a lot of refits available. Like better engines. Right here, this is the ship as it was at the time of development. If I now go to refit, I can say, hey dude, I want you to have a diesel 2 engine. And I couldn't do that before. So I first have to save this as, let's say, the refit of the cursed fish. And then I have to copy that design to be able to build the new ship directly. Yeah, it's not a great system. Anyway, money's not really an object because these things do very well. But this is a bit much. Like just installing diesels and having the price go to twice this, or to double, I think is a bit much. Turbo electric drive doesn't help. So it's going to be geared turbines. They need to get more people. They need to get less range. Like 20,000 kilometers is fine. It's fine. Go to 34 knots. No. 33 knots? Yes. So we gained 3 knots. Which is okay. Let's give them their generation 2. They now have access to, what, Mark 5? Yeah, Mark 5 13 inchers and Mark 5 5 inchers. Torpedo launchers are also Mark 5, which I think somewhat increases their reload speed. But I think the first and the second salvo are still by far the most deadly. These things, I believe, are long barrels. Yeah, let's make them longer still. Armor-wise, I'm not that concerned. And as for the torpedoes, I think the oxygen is just the longest range you can get. What I can try doing is researching some better torpedo tech, which should also give me a bit more torpedo reach. So that now they're going to have a range... Oh, they upgraded. They're now 21. So it's definitely better, because it was 19 point something. Nice. These things can reach out to 48 with armor piercing. Sure. That's optimistic. But let's do it. As for armor, I think it's going to have to go into deck. Because the main deck is more likely to take hits. There, 7.9. Okay, so now I can save this as the Cursed Fish 1942-3. And then I can copy that design. You still with me? It's not great, but it works. Because previously, you had to copy the whole ship manually. So you're basically building a new ship. Okay, I need to delete this one, the Cursed Fish 2. Now I need to have a look at the refit Cursed Fish and copy that. Here we go. Don't let the whole stat fool you, because it is basically useless. The ship is not from 1937, it's from 1942, which is what I'm in currently. I think you can tell the difference by having a look at the crew complement. This thing takes 1833, and this Cursed Fish takes 2382. So definitely more crew there. We're going to build 2 more. These things, so far, are potentially the most fun ship I've ever designed. At least in this campaign. And I hope that you guys agree. Anyway, that was it for today's episode. I think it was well worth it. I hope you guys had a good laugh out of it. Or at least were reminded of the Jack Nicholson meme of the guy nodding yes, yes, yes. At least I was when I was watching that torpedo salvo just obliterate the German fleet. Thank you for watching, hope you're enjoying the series, and I'll see you soon for the next one.